What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. DomPlays here, and I'm here with Connor.
Yo, yo, how's it going?
So today's Master Duel Academy video, we are going to be doing a breakdown and replays with Voiceless voice. Yeah, we hope you guys are enjoyed the videos so far. Um, don't worry, we are still uploading some Call of Duty videos. Thought we'd just break it up a bit and post some different stuff, just so you guys don't get bored. Um, so now we'll get straight into the deck. We do have generators. We'll be doing a video on them soon. So stay tuned for that. Really fun deck. But today we're going to be doing Voiceless Voice. So this is the deck build that we've got. We did tweak it a bit. So in some of the replays, or obviously in some of the replays, we didn't play Ogre. Ghost Bell was mainly used for generator to stop, call by, because this deck plus generator deck does hurt, gets a bit hard with if you get affected by call by. So that's just the other out. We've just another out to it.
It stops other graveyard effects too, which is nice. So that's another negate.
So yeah, basically I'm just gonna go through the core cards. Like Master Duel's been out long enough to know that effect valor discard to negate a monster on the field. But in this case, like we got new subscribers, so I'll go through it. So yeah, so if effect Valor on your opponent's turn, you can discard to negate their monster on the field's effect. And that's basically all it does. Or you could, use it to go into Baron. I don't think we can in this one, can we?
We have no, I don't think so.
Oh, yes, we can.
Oh yeah, Trias.
We can use Trias and effect Valor to go into Baron, which we don't really do, but it's just there if we need to. Alright, so now load the prayers of the Voiceless Voice. Normal on summon. If you ritual summon an exactly one light ritual monster, warrior or dragon, with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card can be used as an entire tribute, which is probably the way to go, because even after you use a ritual, you use Low as a tribute to ritual summon, Low will literally come straight back on the field due to its graveyard effect. So if it's in the graveyard after you've used as a tribute for a ritual, its second effect, it's a searcher as well, but also in the graveyard, it will come back on the field, which is a nice, neat effect.
So
Maxi,
basically, you just ritual summon for nothing. So that's pretty sick.
Maxi, obviously, quick effect, send a card to graveyard, and each time your opponent would special summon, you draw cards until they decide to end their turn, which sometimes people will play into it, sometimes people just set some cards and end their turn. Divine of the Herald is, I would say, is one. It's your start. It's one of your starters with Trias. Where is Trias there? So you send Trias to the graveyard. It activates tribute to bring it on the field.
And then you use Divana's effect in the grave to bring in Low.
And that's just one way to get the combo started. Ash Blossom. If your opponent adds a card from the deck or special summons from the deck, send a card from the deck to the graveyard. You can discard Ash to negate that. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. So if they use an effect from add a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or the extra deck, special summon a monster or monster cards from the graveyard, or if they use say call by for example, and they try to banish a card from the graveyard, quick effect, you can activate Ghost Bell when it negates it.
It
Um,
also negates Monster Reborn, which is nice. Not many people play it, but it's just out there. Anything to do with the graveyard, bye bye.
so we'll click on Saphira just on this one because it's a royal finish, which my luck's always a super rare royal finish, but it's nice to get an ultra rare royal finish for once. Um, so yeah, Saphira's effect is you can discard this card and send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add one light ritual monster. So you'd use this to either search for your Soravis or your Skull Guardian or your Saphira Divine Dragon of the Voiceless Voice. In graveyard effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard to ritual summon, and yeah, it's basically all it does. But does come in handy if you don't have the spells. Soravis Dragon Sage of the Voiceless Voice. It's just a special summon. Um, and quick effect, you can return this card from the field to the hand, special summon one like ritual monster, but it gets shuffled into the deck during the end phase of the next turn, which we hardly ever use. We just normally use it just as a body on the field. Uh, Trias, yeah, basically quick effect. You can tribute up to 3 fairy monsters, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Which we don't really use that. Um, I don't think we've really used the effects. I think it's just more or less used for the diviner. Alright, now Soravis the Ancient and the Ascended is a negate, so they activate effect valor or your impermanence, you can negate it. Um,
Anything that targets, you can negate. You can use this in any deck.
and if this card's on the field and your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you can return this card to the hand, negate the special summon, and if you do, banish that monster or monsters. So it's a nice little effect on the field as well. Skull Guardian
Your main boss monster.
is a searcher. You can add a voiceless voice monster or a ritual monster to your hand. Now it is a negate, but you need Lovely Low on the field. If Lovely Low's on the field and you special summon Skull Guardian, it goes up to 4100 attack, but also you can negate. You have a once per turn negate, but Lovely Low has to be on the field. Has to be on the field. If Low's not on the field, then the negate it's basically a dead card
Pretty
until
much.
Low's back on the field. Saphira, the Divine Dragon of the Voiceless Voice. Not a bad card. So if you control Low, the powers of the Voiceless Voice, when this card is special summoned, you can draw a card, draw 2 cards, then discard one. When an attack is declared, whether it's you're declaring the attack or your opponent's going to attack into you, you will they you can discard one random card from your opponent's hand. So it's just a nice little way to
Bully
um,
your opponent.
and hopefully they get rid of a card they need. Harpy's Feather Duster, destroy all spells and traps. Pot of Extravagance, banish 3 to 6 to draw 1 card.
We don't
Um,
really need the extra deck, so that's pretty sick.
yeah, we
The
use.
only the only extra deck cards we need are Dynamundo, and if need be, Typhon. But the others are fine to get rid of.
Prayers of the Voiceless Voice spell is used to ritual summon. If you face up like ritual monster or monsters you control leave the field by an opponent's card effect, etc. in the demi step. So yeah, you can banish this card from the graveyard to resummon it. You can resummon. You can special summon one Soravis, the Ancient Ascended, Saphira, Queen of the Dragons, or Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice, from your hand or deck, ignoring its summon condition. So it's nice that if you, it's just yeah, it's pretty nice if your opponents get rid of your ritual monsters by a card effect, which you will see happen. We do bring them back in one of the replays. Barrier voice, barrier of the voiceless voice. While you control a low prayers of the voiceless and a light ritual monster, you can target Your opponent monsters can only target ritual monsters for attack. So it's another way to protect your low from getting destroyed, because obviously they would need to get rid of low um, to get rid of the negate for Skull Guardian. But obviously, if they do get rid of it, you just ritual summon and it comes back on the field if you don't have one already in your hand. During your main phase, you can add, so it's a searcher as well in your main phase, so it's pretty nice. Blessing of a Voiceless Voice, you can target one of your banished cards or in the graveyard and add it to your hand, so it's a good way to recycle. If a non-ritual monster is normal special summon face up, except during the demo set, you can ritual summon one light ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters on your hand from your hand or field whose levels equal or exceed the level of that ritual monster, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So it just gives it another bit of layer of protection. Called by the Grave, target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish it, and its effects are negated as well the activated effects and the effects on the field of the monsters with the original name, and end of the next turn. So if you negate Ash Blossom, say on your turn, and then on their turn they can't use Ash Blossom. So it is nice. Called by the Grave is can be pretty painful for most decks, um, especially this one. So hence why we run Ghost Spell to hopefully negate that. Imperm, you can target one face-up monster in the field and negate its effects. And on the
Unfortunately, where effect valor shines with you can discard it when you do have face-up cards on the field. In Perm, it needs to be set if you have cards on the field.
you can activate this from the hand. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we set it because then the whole column that where this adjacent to imperm is that from where imperm is to the other side of the field is all negated. So if they put a spell or trap there in that column, it's negated. Which in our time people have done that. So you get a bit of a laugh out of that. Radiance of the Voiceless Voice trap card. It's a continuous trap. You can shuffle one ritual monster or ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck, and if you do, you can if you do add to your hand or special summon one voiceless monster from your deck. Um, we basically use target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters, warrior or dragon you control. Destroy both this card and as many target cards as possible. We mainly use it for that, just to get rid of your opponent's monsters. Um, but yeah, so that's the main deck. At the moment we're running at 41. Still gonna work out. Um, Normally would run two of these, but I think in this case we don't really need to run two. But if need be, I'll probably toy with it later on. Now the extra deck, I'm not gonna go through the extra deck because all these cards here are basically just for pot of E. Um, so just so you guys don't get confused, I'll take as Connor said before, Dynamondo is the only link card you'll need for the main deck. On If this card's special summon, you can target one ritual monster in the field and one card on the field and one ritual monster in your graveyard, and shuffle both into the deck. So basically, if your opponent has a monster in the field and you've got a ritual in your graveyard, you can recycle that ritual monster from your graveyard, put it back into the deck, and you can return your opponent's monster. Does We have used that once or twice maybe, and then during your opponent's turn, you contribute this card. So you'd use Dynamondo over Low and Skull Guardian. The way we normally do it is we use the negate first, then go into it, and then basically on your opponent's turn, in a quick effect, you can tribute this card and bring Skull Guardian back on the field. And obviously as soon as you do that, Low is going to activate and come back on the field as well, and then you can just cycle over your negate. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Uh, discard, obviously, but no, go back in there. All cards back in there. And now we'll get into the replays.
It's a nice, pretty consistent deck as well, so that's pretty cool.
So the first duel is we've come up against Runic.
Oh, we got
Surprisingly,
Nick.
and surprisingly, I didn't really have a good hand, but still did the best I can with what I had.
Nice. You gotta love Renick, eh?
Yeah, I don't really like this deck. Is just so freaking toxic, but
Ash Blossom the Huggin so we can't search for the field spell.
and then top deck another Ash, and then he happens to you see negates Harvey's Feather Duster, Rivalry of Warlords, and then he activates goes in match, and then Freezing Curses, and he's negating my effect, which I just find strange because I've reused its on-field effect, special summon effect, and I just basically set up in case he tries to target me, so I can negate it. Plays Dispelling, brings out Freaky, the Runic Fangs. And here we go. Now, normally I don't do this situation, but because I had sent Enters to get rid of his rivalry, and then
So,
he just scooped.
Viner is, as we said, one card starter as well, so that's pretty sick. Goes in match, we don't care about because of Voiceless Voice is light.
Oh, this is
This is
it's
Generator.
generator. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, we will be doing a video, and
Generator shortly, so stay tuned for that.
hopefully this will be voiceless. So I did go through. I thought like I already got one replay. Here we go. Potter P. I normally use Potter P just to negate our Ash.
Nice.
Maxi, if we negate the Maxi.
Diviner, special low. Low sets the spell. Search for Skull Guardian. Saphira to search for Saphira. Saphira to special Skull with the effect of low.
And when you use Low, it's an entire summon, and then Low
She
comes back on the
comes
field.
back. Shuffle any 2 spells, including a ritual spell. Go into Dana Monday. And turn. In draw phase, use Dana's effect.
He tries to use another Ash Blossom, and we negate it with Maxi. We use Ash to negate that. and then we bring back Skull Guardian, and then low comes back.
because a ritual summon monster was summoned. And low searches for the continuous trap, which is a pop. He uses lightning storm to get rid of our back row, but we negate that. And we special Sapphire. Very often you see ancient gears. He attacks.
He loses his Infinity Track and Cadrill.
He gets Citadel Machina back. He beats over. Oh well. That's fine. That doesn't hurt us much. Low back. He searches for ancient gear box, which searches for frame. He summons in Hunting Hound. Goes in a howitzer. Deals 1,000 on summon. Pot of extrav, hell yeah. Drawn to 2 effect failure.
I made a blunder there. Didn't realize it can't be destroyed by battle card effects. It's unaffected.
Here he tries to get Citadel back because a machine was destroyed, but negate that. Summons in Wyvern, searches for another box. Box searches for a frame again. Discard effect veiler to negate his frame. And here he goes for Babushka. Unfortunately, we draw into another effect failure and we can't use it on our turn, unfortunately.
Recycle the trap.
Our plan was to activate the trap to destroy Baguska, but since it's in attack position, it can't be destroyed. So that's kind of a blunder, but it's all good. Summon in Saphir again. He gets a couple draws, but that's all good. It doesn't matter too much. We got Ash Blossom, nice. Effect Veiler, so we couldn't, I assume, search for the fusion spell. He has another urgent schedule, but we luckily drew into Ash.
And I think he scoops.
And he goes in the battle, but he attacks the wrong one.
Oh no, because we got blessing. He can only
And now he scoops. And we negate Citadel from coming back again. Nice.
like if you get negated, like if you only have divine in your hand and it gets negated, you literally can't really do nothing else. But it doesn't happen all the time. But when it does happen, it's a bit painful. Search for low. They bring low on the field. Now we get to draw 2 cards. We drew 2 Ash.
Unfortunate, but we can use one, save the other for our turn if we need it. Done on Monday. Not bad. Low comes back. Sets the trap. That's a pop.
Cyber Dragons.
Silver Dragon.
It's a weird Cyber Dragon deck, but his end board was weird, but we managed to destroy him.
Don't really know what this guy was planning with his combo. It all looks normal-ish here. That's the pop. Cool by his hurt, so he couldn't add another sub dragon to his hand. Ash Blossom, his replayer plant. King Regulus. Oh no, I think this is a different deck that we're thinking of. Force to discard a card on attack.
Now we force out the negate here. No, we just destroy it so he can't negate. And then we make plays and then he scoops. I'm pretty sure he scoops, yeah.
Recycle Callby and the ritual spell, and he just scoops. We had game on field too, so that's pretty sick.
Not a bad deck. Pretty fun. And it's just something different. I think this is. Yeah. I think we played again. No, not Ice Jade. Rescue Ace. So obviously we're saving the Ash for his emergence, but he didn't use it. Emergency.
Kind of surprising, but that's what it is.
Didn't want him to draw 2 cards.
Special summon lows, activate the trap from the deck, the spell from the deck, search for Sephira. Ah, this is when we're running 2. Ritual summon to Sephira. Draw 2. Don't need Nibiri, so we discard that. Ritual summon into Skull Guardian. Search for Sephiroth. Go into Relinquished Anima, because low is level 1. Suck up his monster and we attack. Force to discard. And it's
Game.
game here. Nice little OTK. Nice. One more replay here to show you. Oh, this is the Dark Magician one, I think. Pretty nice hand here.
It's always good when you use Diviner and they don't have anything to negate it.
When you don't get any resistance and you're able to do your combo, it's the best feeling ever.
We'll go to Dynamondo. He buried us, which
A little jitty, but that's how it is. It does play into Nibiru. If you get the right hand, it doesn't.
and we used Foolish Barrel, which was lucky because it stopped his play completely.
We still have full combo here. Draw into Effect Veiler. Get Sapphire. Use Sapphire to Ritual. Oh, to bring Scalded Guardian back. And then to Ritual. Nice. Low comes back, which brings in the trap, but we drew into it. So we just set the activate the other spell card. Use the low in our hand.
Jet Synchron.
Giant Warrior. Sonic Chick can't be destroyed by over 1900, I believe. That's fine, the trap will get over that. Let's see here.
And then he
Just
escapes.
escapes. Seems pretty good.
Alright guys, well I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the generator breakdown. We hope,
That'll
yeah,
be out in the next few days.
yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you in the next one.
Later, guys.